seems kind of interesting. It's a little light on interaction in the early game, which I think is very important in this format, but maybe we'll just go paired versus a bunch of blue-black decks, and I don't care. Don't really know what to expect about this deck. Just really really interested in trying to enjoy it. Another forest. If they're playing the monster strategies, we could have a real tough time. Yeah, looks like it's a monster strategy. I feel like that's going to be one of this type of deck's worst matches. I'm just going to lead with this. I feel like I need that, but we've only got 4 mana now, so... Oh, can't block here, which is bad. I think that goes to the graveyard. We still just don't have 4 lands, and that's kind of important. I'm going to leave our blockers back. I don't want to take any extra damage. We're really going to go to 10 life from this damn thing this early? Seemingly so. Oh, well, we drew another one of that thing. When this enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards. You may reveal a creature, put it in your hand. No, don't think we're going to be using that. It just seems like it's a little too much at this stage of the game. If we had a Saram or something in their hand, maybe we would. Put that in the graveyard, that into his library. Which means it's a pretty easy double. It's a pretty easy blockity block. I don't really think we have much of an option other than to play this guy. That's too many bad things for us. If we don't, we have to make the servos as well. Because if he just has Glorybringer, we get wrecked too badly. If he has for Killing Phoenix, it's not the end of the world because we can play this and get the Phoenix. If he's got a burn spell or something and doesn't really add to the board, again, that's not the end of the world because of this thing. Well, that's fine. Wouldn't have blocked either of those anyway with anything other than these guys, so can't be too upset about that. That card would be good in a different spot probably, but not here. Seems like our opponent has done the old pressing of the F6, which is nice. The fact that they're not playing any removal spells here, they didn't play a Phoenix or anything, just implies to me that they're going to like chain Glorybringers on us. There's the first one. Go ahead and get rid of that because it's probably the better option for us. And this gives us a walking ballista to potentially kill another one. If he's got a third, things start to spiral out of control. We'll probably kill this and the angel. If he attacks me, that would mean he definitely has another. So we're in a pretty rough spot at the moment, mostly because he's got 3 things he can buy back from his graveyard. So I'm trying to figure out how to beat those 3 things. Just not sure we can beat another Glorybringer at all. Say Nova this. It's technically a 10-point attack. Like I said, I don't think that'll be good enough. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So need 10 mana to activate both of these, and we need 4 white. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just never going to be able to activate both of those. What we can potentially do is just block here, attack for 4, play a walking ballista. Growing Rites. What do you do again? When it comes into play, look at the top 4. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform it. Tap it to add 4 mana to your pool. So we could pay 3, get a dude, pay 6, flip it, put another counter on it. I just don't know if that's good enough. Also, don't really know if we have a better option at the moment. Let's see what we're going to get here. Oh wow, we actually hit nothing. Well, that's not great. If he's got, I don't know, something this could be bad. Three. Hey Boot, what's up? We're playing we're playing a deck tonight, that's for sure. So we got another land. I don't think Ronus affects too much here. I actually think Ronus is very good here. It's to pump up one of those, but no matter which one he pumps up, it doesn't kill us. So probably have some number of outs for the following turn. So he didn't exert this. Just block here. He's going to pump this up. So this is 10 total damage. And if I do 1 to him, he goes to 8, dies on board. We only take 7. Seems like the easiest thing to do. We could even do another one if we want it, but there's no point. Just pressing the button so we can get on to our next turn. Oh no, he can block! I'm an idiot! I'm an idiot! Holy crap, I'm an idiot. Never punished. Why didn't somebody tell me? I forgot this thing could block. Why didn't somebody tell me? No, I didn't. I just forgot what magic cards do for a second because this guy can never block when I play it. It's just like real bad every time I play it. It can never ever block because I never have 4 power creatures when I play. Man, I didn't deserve to win that game. I feel bad for our opponent. Whee! Alright. Nice stream, guys. I'll see you all Saturday. Because we're too embarrassed to play anymore. Well, this thing has to be good here. Don't want this. Don't want this. That was my first game with it, Mr. Boot. And I might not be smart enough to play this deck. These cards are kind of interesting. Like, they kill Glory Bringers, they kill Scavengers, they kill a lot of things, actually. Power 3 or greater, they just kill a lot of things, don't they? I think I want these. I think I want to shave like 1 or 2 of these, and maybe this, because I don't think we're fast enough to care about things like this. Look at this thing, too. I think they just have a ton of removal spells. It's got a 5-0 in back-to-back days, so like I think it's pretty reasonable. I think it looks like it'd be pretty strong versus the blue-black decks at least. We're paired with what I would imagine is one of its tougher matches. I would imagine this and the go wide strategies are its tougher matches, but maybe the go wide strategies isn't that bad if we can draw an early Wildgrowth Walker. I think the card's called Wildgrowth Walker. I don't know. I didn't sideboard it out because I'm crazy. Our opponent's having a hard mulligan decision. Alright, well, we have to mulligan as well. My Facebook chat's having discussion about the best Batman and stuff, but kind of being distracted by it. Alright, I can't read it anymore. We gotta move on. We'll keep this. Yeah, I feel like we'll be good versus the mono red. I'm just afraid of like the big city's blessing, you know, like white decks with like I think they might go a little wide too fast, and I think Pride of Conquerors or whatever it's called. I'm bad at names, but I think like it may just be too much to overcome. Yeah, they did. I still needed 2 more for my playset too because I'd been too lazy to finish them, so I'm a little salty that I missed out on them. I needed 1 Hinterland Harbors and 1 Isolated Chapel. I'd planned on speccing on them on Moto too, but I thought I had more time to do so and just hadn't bothered to yet. So that also made me a little sad. No, why'd they kill that? That card's so inconspicuous. You wouldn't think it'd be very good. Alright, we'll play you then. That card is not good enough here, I don't think. That card is good enough here. I'm definitely not getting rid of those. I don't think I want to keep the Walking Ballista though. But mainly because we have so few lands. I about clicked the wrong button on that one. This was a terrible, terrible, terrible cast out. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. That's so bad. Alright, I'm forced to attack now because, like, Glorybringer's too big of a thing. If I was playing correctly, I would have saved a cast out to potentially hit a Glorybringer. Sweet, never punished. That's our favoriteest thing when we're not punished for playing like children. Because I certainly played very poorly there. Alright, I gotta focus and actually play. Enough reading about Batman. Enough reading about Batman. Dude. That was like one of our little brohemes. Dude. Why did Dude have to kill Broheem? Well, that's just weird. Now he can't even block. That seems a lot worse for him when he can't block. And these growing rats have just been good, haven't they? I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Primarily because I don't care if he Glorybringers anymore, and I don't want him to be able to pump that up in some kind of weird manner. Aaron, I can't pronounce his last name, Forsyth, maybe? He's the one that posted that on Twitter, and he would definitely know. Which means I'm going to have to find enough money to find myself 3 more Beta Llanowar Elves. And I am not excited about needing to buy 3 more Beta Llanowar Elves. Because, Mr. Rob, you know as well as I do that we're going to be playing very little Magic without putting Llanowar in our deck. I'm jealous. I only have the one. I got it at a really good price, though. I think this hand's good enough. It's a little slow, but what hand isn't this day and age? I apologize if I missed any chats when I was reading about Batman. Okay, so JJ said... Yeah, I kind of agree with that, JJ. I guess I'll play this one. How much money am I out for some good condition Llanowar Elves? Oh wow, they spiked today too, yeah. I'm just apparently not getting Llanowar Elves at all. You guys pay $60 to get a near mint one now? Holy Christ. People have bought the crap out of those today. I guess I'm just not gonna cycle one of those and just be sad that I'm not. Taco, I am like kind of weird. I am like really big into like card arts and card borders and stuff like that. It actually matters a lot to me. It probably shouldn't, but it does. Like, it's one of the things that's always drew me to the game, just how beautiful the cards and stuff are. Yes, they functionally do the same thing, but like they've just never meant as much to me. From a competitive standpoint, I guess it shouldn't matter at all, but like, I'm not a very competitive player. I'm pretty casual. Yeah, the card, not just the card art, because the card art itself has been printed a bunch as well, but like the borders and stuff, I'll add to the aesthetics of it. And there's a nostalgia factor, because like we played back in those days. Like we played like when Revised had come out, and you could still get like unlimited packs in stores and stuff. So like there's a large nostalgic value to it as well, and like back in those days when they like started reprinting, like back in those days like white bordered cards were like looked down or whatever, looked down on, but I don't know. Like I said, it's a very 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 stupid thing, but we are who we are. I would love to draw the Path of Discovery. I just want to draw that card one time. Well, this card's acceptable. This card has to do something, right? There's no 1-drops in this deck at all, are they? That I can think of? It's still just better to do this and leave up a dual land, I guess. I cast you. You do things, please. Ooh, we'll accept you too. Yeah, it's better to leave up a white mana because we can play the cast out and stuff now. Yeah, so we're kind of doing it this game. Yeah, we didn't quite play then. We played a little bit after that. We started in '93. They're killing that. That makes me sad. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and tap it for mana, I guess. Yeah, we had 2 players locally who had just a lot more money than the rest of us, so I totally understand that. We'll go ahead and cast this because I don't really want to attack into this thing and give him value out of it later. Feel like we're a pretty substantial favorite in this game as it sets, so it just doesn't seem to be any reason to give him more things. There's a good chance that he has like another one of these, or like a Glenn or a Dusky Boy or something. So this is kind of an interesting choice. He has to choose between Angel and a Johnny, and like both of them feel like devastatingly good in this spot. Yeah, well, he didn't have to choose very hard at all. That means he's got definitely just has a Vraska's Contempt in his hand then. I'm going to play this, even though going wide feels good, but like they do play some kind of counter spells, so I'd rather just get this on the table and tie up his next turn as well. Alright, we'll accept both of you as tribute. Ricky, I'm not talking about now. I said we're talking about like back when me and Robbie started the game. Back when me and Robbie started the game, there was a dude called Old Man or Joe. We called him Slow Joe, but like he had a bunch of money, and Mike had like more cards than the rest of us and stuff. But you know this is back when we were like 13 years old, and we're like 38 now. You know, this is like 25 years ago. I remember back in those days I used to play 4 Sire Angels and 4 Clones and just thought I was so clever. Like, wow, why would you play 4 Sire Angels when you can play 8? I'm so clever. Couldn't get Vesuvian Doppelgangers though because they cost too much money. I always wanted 10, but 10 was just too many. Well, I kind of just want to play this. Alright. Let's just go wide then. Oh, he pressed F6 too. What lovely. Our opponent pressed F6, friends. I didn't even play a land this turn because I'm too busy just like smashing. Like there's no out for his deck really in that spot. I could have played it more efficiently. Oh yeah. Don't forget Basal Throw when they come out. I remember you playing a lot of Basal Throws. So this card seems pretty good in this match. I'm kind of interested on whether this card's any good or not. Feels like it could do some amount of work, but like not tons of amount of work. I actually think I want most of our Walking Ballistas. Wild Growth Walkers is something that I feel like we could potentially cut. So these are the cards that I'm looking at that, like, off the top don't seem particularly great. I don't know if I'm a fan of this Path of Discovery in general. Like, these are all cards that I would consider cutting. Some of these cards wouldn't be in my deck, so I feel like you're probably the best cards out of this pile. I think I'm gonna go with like this and try the Death Gorge Scavengers, but like maybe that's not right. Maybe I don't want all the Death Gorge Scavengers. Maybe like one's enough. Let's just try two. I don't want to overload on threes. Trying to decide between, whatever. Okay, I changed my mind again. I'm gonna like hedge. On the play, I think I'll bring in the Wild Growth Walkers, but on the draw, I think they're a little bit worse. How much did you pay, Corey? Hey, Lucas, long time, man. Not saw you in a couple of days. Yeah, I told people to spec on those on this stream, in fact, James. I think they're pretty good. I think letting him run away with Glint Siphoners is like one of our easiest ways to lose this game, and it's really our only answer to a turn 2 Glint Siphoner. And I don't want to have to waste like a Cast Out or an Ixalan's Binding on a Glint Siphoner. This hand's like so bad, but like this Scattered Groves could be anything, so I'm going to keep it. That game was lit. I'm glad to see that they're at... Alright, now that I've drawn a 2-drop, I'm actually just going to play the Scattered Grove. That was a pretty good game. Like, he definitely took over early, and then like tried to get his people involved, and then like went back to the late, and I love seeing that. It was almost like he was in the playoffs. Like, that's generally how he plays the playoffs. So it was pretty cool. We'll keep you. We need something to kill that. I thought Thundermo's deck was very, very good. I posted on my Twitter a list of 5 decks for me to play tonight, and this is the one that got voted on, but like I would have been very happy playing Thundermo's deck. I actually voted on Thundermo's deck. Thundermo's deck was the one I wanted to play. But sadly, I was outvoted. Not that, I mean, this deck looks cool, and I'm like having fun, and this deck does a lot of sweet things. I really wanted to play Thundermo's deck. Yeah, we technically can, though. I don't think you would probably wouldn't want Hydra in that type of deck. However, I don't know, maybe you would. You just like play Black-Green Energy of Llanowar Elves. That has to be better than Servants. Maybe. Maybe the heart wants what it wants. I don't really know. Too much speculation. Yes. It's certainly going to make the red-green monster decks a lot better. That's not even going to be debatable. Might make the mana better for 3-color decks. You've not played Magic since there was a 1-mana producer in Standard, James. You're in for a treat. It changes things, friend. Might be just a card that they need to make dinosaurs good too, as you were just pointing out. Oh god, another one of these? Come on, Snoop Doggy Dog. I didn't, you know, like look at his 75 real hard, so it's hard for me to say if whether I think it's just variance or whatever. But we played a similar list to it once, and the mana felt like the worst part of it, but like it felt powerful enough to make the mana worth it. Like I didn't look at his 75. I was just gonna steal it if that got voted on. Let me do this attack here and press F6 on his turn, and then I'll pull up the build that we had tried. The last build we had tried was... Where are you at? We tried this build, and like, the mana was awkward enough that we were even playing a Tranquil Expanse, but like, overall it seemed powerful enough to pay for it. It's just really weird that 2-color decks like seemingly have worse mana than 3-color decks in this format. But I didn't look at his exact mana base. I assume... I think I've got it somewhere. Let me get that off there. There ain't no telling what kind of porn you guys just saw. That's not it. Yeah, I'm just guessing things here. I don't have them named. Here we go. This is it. So let's actually just like count the sources. So 4, 8, 12, 18. It's got 18 white sources, which seems kind of thin, if I counted right. And then 4, 8, 12, 14 green sources. Yeah, the mana seems pretty bad here. Seems real powerful, but pretty bad overall. Well, I'm not really sure what to do here. It seems like we're significantly behind, and now he can buy this back. On a positive note, him buying that back's not super good because we've got a Jonaru. But it is pretty powerful in this spot. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he had enough sources. Let's go look at the one that we played again and see what we had going on. So we've got 5, 9, 13, 18 white sources, and 4, 8, 14 green sources. So like maybe adding a Tranquil Expanse or two might fix the mana a lot. I don't know how many lands he was running out, or I actually didn't count that. Alright, well if he's got a counterspell for the Johnny Yielding, we're going to be in some pretty rough shape, and we're already in some semi-rough shape because this Walking Ballista is so good. Please no negate. If he has a negate, we can probably scoop here. He's tapping mana. It's a commit. My mouse is not wanting to function. We have no good attacks. I wonder if a Spare Harvester is a good enough reason to bring in Brontodon, because it's causing a lot of problems. Even if we do land this a Johnny and get to slap that Scarab God around, like, he's just going to be able to kill our Johnny and then, like, buy it back with Liliana. So, like, that seems, not fun. Can't be destroyed or exiled permanently. That 7/7 flying haste? That sounds ridiculous. Well, I can't actually open the spoilers. I'm pretty sad about it. For some reason, my computer does not have whatever file I need to open them. I guess we just don't block. I like how I just a second ago said that Liliana could buy back the Scarab God, but like technically this is an exile effect, I think. So thou cannot buy this back. Can, however, buy this one back. In fact, now that there's a second one in the graveyard, I don't even think it helps to do that. I guess we just reveal. Oh, I guess I could have exiled Champion of Wits or something, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead this game. I don't know how we come back from here. I think no matter what we do on the ground, this Everspear Harvester will be able to clean up the game. 3 time counters on it. We're going to have to try to be more aggressive next game, I guess. Could just move on to the next game and save everybody's time. What are we going to do sideboard-wise? I think the Death Gorge Scavengers are actually pretty good. Like maybe I needed to want them. I kind of just want all 6 of these cards in, but I really don't know what to take out. I have no idea what to take out. Maybe we take out some Growing Rites. Maybe they're just not good enough if we're trying to be aggressive. That seems wrong, doesn't it? So this is a Walking Ballista, and we can certainly scoop them. We're like dead on board to a Walking Ballista. Alright, so I definitely want these. I'm pretty sure I want these minus the Rishkar. Feel like I want all this stuff. I guess you never want to draw multiple of these, so in these sideboarded games, maybe we can like cut some of these. This is some of our mana sinks for it as well. Like, cutting the Walking Ballistas is weird because, like, it's probably the worst card in our deck in a vacuum, but, like, if we don't kill Glint Siphoner, I'm not sure we can win. Maybe Brontodon's just not good enough. We do have the, cast out some bindings. Maybe we just have to, like, line them up to work a little better. Alright, I really don't know what we're doing here, so I think this is basically as aggressive as I can be. You think I need to sign in Dustodon? Like, it only gets rid of Scarab God for 1 turn, and I think any game that they've bought a bunch of stuff back with Scarab God is a game that I've already lost. So, like I don't know if on like turn 7 and they've bought 3 things back that like killing 3 things and letting them start over wins the game for me. Yeah, I don't think I'm into Dustodon. We're just gonna hope that like we have 6 enchantments and 3 in Johnny, so we have 9 answers to Scarab God. I think that's basically how we have to fight that. Alright, well we can't keep this hand. Like I said, we have to try to be aggressive, I think. This is about as unaggressive as you can get, but I don't think I can go to 5. He's going to have like a Fatal Push or something, and we're just going to be smashed bright and early. I put that on the bottom because I feel like we're going to need to hit green spells more than white mana this game. But like, maybe that's just idiotic. Just kind of feel like we're going to get to the white mana anyway. Had it all alone. Alright, well there's that thing again, and that's the brutalest of brutals. Think I'd rather play this one. too far away from that, so we'll just go ahead and put that in our graveyard for now. Maybe I should have kept Rishkar in, because in a board state like this, Rishkar is going to be insane. Do you guys know that a heart wants what it wants? Sweet Fox, you definitely have to ship it to me when you are ready to go. Dusky boy! That's the Dusk boy. Alright. Well, we will do battle with your face. How good would a SRAM have been this turn? Get faced. Don't have a fatal push too. Sweet. Alright, do not miss growing rats. That would be a problem. I think we'll take the Jade Light Ranger? Yeah, we will. A spot now where we can cycle this cast out if we think it's reasonable. Thank you very much, Corey. Highly appreciate it. Hey, Corey, did you know the heart wants what it wants? So he's looking to block now? That's interesting. He's looking to block. It almost makes me want to just play cast out instead of Ranger. I feel like there's a pretty good chance they have a removal spell too, though. Opponents doing things this game, and we're like not doing much. They have commits, supreme wills, essence scatters, potentially negates. Like they have a lot of things that they can be doing. Vraska's contempts. Like there's no easy way to play around this turn. Because no matter what we do here, they could have a different answer. So I guess we're just going to play our best threat. I hope he doesn't have a counterspell. Alright. I'm just going to attack with both. Him killing this doesn't seem bad for me. Also doesn't seem good for me. But maybe I shouldn't have made that attack. Maybe I should have just... Oh, wow. Interesting. So they just played nothing? I feel like they have to have something. Anyway, like I said, we needed an aggressive draw, and we have anything but an aggressive draw here. Played like 3 creatures in 6 turns or whatever. I guess this is a 4th creature. I think MTGO bot's down, but I'm pretty sure MTGO bot's still down. I don't know which one of these is better to take. I guess this one because it gives the automatic value. Goodbye, our friend. We will miss you. Just not getting rid of this cast out at this point. Alright. We do attacking. You have been attacked, friend. Enjoy. Alright, Friendo. Friendo the Magnificent. We're going to Supreme Will. Greedy am I allowed to be? I want to make a really bad play this turn. I kind of want to cycle the cast out and then play and hope we hit something and just play SRAM. We pretty much die to a Scavenging God like that anyway, but like, I don't think we win if we don't. I'm definitely not using it on the Gearhulk. I'm kind of in the mood to gamble. Red Rover, you'll probably find me a land, won't you? That's... That's cute. That's cute. That wasn't exactly what we wanted. At least we didn't get punished. Like, how much worse would that have been if it was a land? Alright. At least we didn't get punished. Ow! You're hurting me. I don't appreciate this hurting of me. This game's gonna be hard to win. Not actually sure what needs to go right for us to pull this win down. No! No! The Walking Ballista. That's so good. Alright, I guess we need to try to force him to use it. Not particularly. The red white's semi-competitive, but like I don't think it's real competitive. I don't even know what to do now. I feel like if I let him untap of this, we just die. Guess we get an extra point of damage in if we attack first. We lose all of our dudes too, though, don't we? Whatever. You got me. I've used all my tools now. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand. We have none. Could have got an extra point of damage if we let him block first. a little bit on autopilot right now because I don't think we can win. Pretty sure I just have to play that too because we're probably going to have to be using this. Any line that did involve us winning would probably involve us activating this arch like a bunch. So, I guess we want as much mana as we can possibly get. I'm pretty sure at this point they basically just play Scarab God though and we lose. Or another Walking Ballista. We have 3 of those, they probably have 2. I think we have 3, or do we sideboard an additional out? We both have 2. We've been nice to draw one. We've actually done a reasonable amount of work this game. But yeah, we just can't beat the board at this point. There's nothing that we're going to do that's going to beat this board. That doesn't do anything. Yep. Alright, well, we lost round 1. Or, sorry, we lost round 2. We lost our first round of the blue-black deck. I mean, I like the card. It just doesn't do anything. In the decks like we just played, if you're taking turns off to use your arc, you're just losing. And in all of like the blue-based control decks or the black-based control decks, Search for Azcanta and Argol's Bloodfast are just better and cheaper. So like the only place it has a home is like these multicolor Hour of Promise weirdness decks to where you're getting like 1,000,000 mana so you can continue to cast spells on the turns you use it. Just doesn't have a home anywhere else. Like it 6 lands, 1 creature? Come on, deck. I guess we keep it. It's really terrible. I have to put that on the bottom. Fun, another black deck, blue-black deck, which I think we're pretty favored versus, but you can clearly see the type of hand we have. Like we're not going to beat these decks at all without being super aggressive, and like our deck's designed to be super aggressive in my opinion, but we're just getting these like mediocre draws that don't do anything over and over. Alright, we'll keep you 2. Yeah, the Mastermind decks are the best home for it because like they're ramp decks, so like you can draw your card while adding to the board, and that's really relevant. Here I'll pop it up for you, JJ. It's a colorless land, and if you have Ascend, you can pay 5 mana and tap it and draw a card. There's a good chance he kills this here. I don't see. I'm dropping a few frames, about 7% it appears. It should be fairly smooth though. I don't think I'm dropping enough frames for it to be that bad. No counterspell, please. That would be great. I keep you. Put you there. You guys there. Sweet. Hopefully he's not blue-black control, but if he was a blue-black mid-range deck, I'm going to imagine that he would have already deployed a spell of some kind. Yeah, well, we'll let him counterspell it. We don't really care. Like, we have kind of a bomb threat, kind of a bomb threat, and kind of a bomb threat, so, like, we just don't really care if he uses a counterspell on any of this stuff. Especially considering that we're going to, like, continue to beating for 3 while we're doing it. What would suck, however, would be... I don't know if anything would suck. That's a magic card. That was a mistake. This was a mistake. I could get a come into play tapped land. Yep, that was a mistake. Friendos. I think we're going to keep that. I think we're going to keep it twice. Alright, so we didn't get punished for our mistake yet again. We're just playing too fast. It should be easy to think about these lines, but we're just not. He does have a Field of Ruin, and he can tap our Itlimoc, but it uses a lot of his mana to do that. Alright, so let's start with this. You will give me let's actually start with this. Oh, I messed up! I didn't mean to tap that, I meant to tap that. Ooh! Let's go into the graveyard. Because we really need a plains. You gotta love when you play terrible and you're not punished. I have played terrible. I deserve to be punished. I still played badly. We could also play this cast out this turn had I played better. I assume he's going to counterspell and or kill this. Probably get a blocker to go with it. Like, if we left up this cast out, we'd probably win the game. But considering we didn't, who knows? But yeah, if we left up the cast out, we get to get rid of that, and we get to attack for 10. Now, we get to attack for 7 and hope that he doesn't have a fatal push. That was a pretty bad play mistake by me. That could be game affecting, especially if he's got... I don't know, he doesn't seem to have removal spells, so it's probably not game affecting. But it could have been game affecting. Luckily, our opponent doesn't seem to have removal spells. Oh, whatever, we're just going to tap this for green. Let's start with you. Surprised he never did use Field of Runes on that. It's actually letting us play like a bunch of threats on these turns. He's probably going to have a removal spell for this and then like block go to 1. Well, go to 3 because the removal spell will likely gain him life. Yeah. So the removal spell is going to gain him life. He's got a second removal spell. The game might get a little tight. And he, of course, has a second removal spell. Why wouldn't he have a second removal spell? He's just played nothing till this point of the game, and all of a sudden he's got like multiple removal spells? That just doesn't feel realistic to me. Legitimately feels like he's just droned them on each of the last turns. Potentially punted this game. We would have easily won this game had we not misplayed, so. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's my own fault, so I can't really complain about it. I mean, I probably should have. I thought there was no way he had 2 removal spells. Like, I literally thought it was basically just impossible. So I wasn't really respecting the enchantment. That doesn't do anything. I have about no chance to win now, and it's all because, like, we punted a 1 game. We won this game very easily had we just not tapped our mana wrong when we did. Opponent would have basically been on 0 outs. It's kind of weird. I guess he's got a counterspell now or something. Definitely has a gear Hulk if he's making a play like what he just made. Which means we probably can't win. Shouldn't have tapped this. But like, I think he's about 100% to have a gear Hulk here. The game's played in a manner that if he doesn't have a gear Hulk here, like it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Alright, well, we punted this game. Oh, I hate punting. I hate punting. This game was definitely over if we just played better. Definitely want these things. They got over sideboarded. I don't think I want the Death Gorge Scavengers. I think our deck wants to just keep doing what our deck does. Do you think I want these since we're seem to be versus control and not mid-range? And since we're playing versus control and not mid-range, I think the Walking Ballistas are a lot worse. I've done more than punt. Like, I threw an entire game. Did a lot more than punt. Rewarded with a very bad hand that we're going to keep because I just think you have to keep randomly bad hands like this. We've got like a lot of powerful spells, so. I played terrible today. I definitely think we should have won 2 games that we didn't win so far. I don't even think either of the games would have been remotely close either had I played right. I even misplayed on this turn. Like, I should have cycled the cast out before I played the land because now if I hit Scattered Groves, I don't have double green next turn. Not punished at least, but like, still, it was a mistake. I'm just going to play the better one. I'm not really worried about Censor. A lot of the blue-black decks have started cutting them. And even if he had to censor that turn, I'd rather him censor it than Saram. He'll probably let that resolve even if he's got a way to counter it because, like, it's pretty bad. Might as well play around Censor now since we have the ability to. These Wild Growth Walkers might not be very good. He's got another counter spell. We're just SOL. Alright, well, we have to return something to our hand here. It's just too high of a likelihood, I think, that he'll have, like, a thingamajigger on the next turn. Ah, didn't attack. Another mistake. Another mistake. I'm a trash can. Wait, why'd you kill that one? Actually, kind of happy you did. Now I have 3 green. Well, I think there's just too high of a chance for him to have something like a Vraska's Contempt to ever like try to tick up Nissa there. All right. Well, I guess we're on this plan then. Because our plan should be attack first. We've already missed 1 point of damage, so why give him a 3 turn where he can fatal push? I don't even know if I get to go to my Friday Night Magic. The last 2 weeks in a row, they've basically not fired. I clicked both of them, I think. I guess I hadn't. Don't kill Broheim. Reasonable chance that he kills Broheim now because he knows this is in our hand. And the heart does want what the heart wants. So he's going to kill this while he can. And leave us interesting choices. I think the interesting choices went out the window when we can do all of this. I think I'd rather play this one. It's going to guaranteed flip. I'm definitely not a semi-pro. I'm pretty worried about Scarab right now. I'm not really worried about anything else. I'm not really worried about that. There's another friggin' a Johnny, friends. Alright, so I know I'd like to kill this and I'd like to kill this. So that would take a minimum of 10 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we technically can't play anything else if we try this. I think we're still going to. We had to play around Censor, if that counts for anything. We'll go ahead and exile that before we attack because I don't want him just to untap and have another Vraska's Contempt for 3 on that, so I'm not going to tick it up for the value of his turn. It's impossible for that show to be good because neither of the lead actors can act worth a lick. 2 of the worst actors on television. I have told you the truth. The truth. There can be no arguments. There can be no debates. I have to be right. I am not right, by the way. A lot of people love those shows. I don't think those guys can act at all. So they only have 1 card in hand, so spoiler, seems great for us. Good chance he has a counterspell for the first one, but no chance that they can have a counterspell for the second one. This show might be written good, but they can act in my opinion, and that's exceptionally important to me. So their sweeper isn't any good anymore, unless it's like River's Rebuke, and even River's Rebuke's not that great. Do you guys know the heart wants what it wants? Let's cycle one of these pretty happily. Just to see what kind of stuffies that we can find. Stuffies. mean, that's not just me. Like, even the critics say they're pretty bad actors. I kind of want to try to resolve this. Feel like it's my #1 priority here. Like, the show could have been well written, but like I just said, on a personal level, if I think the acting's bad, I can't ever get into a show. That's just a personal thing for me. If the acting isn't doing it for me, it's really hard for me to get into a show. Alright, so if we go ahead and use this, are we at least presenting lethal? 4, 8, 13, plus 6, 19, so I guess we are. If he disallows this, we have 3, 5, 3, 6, 10, 13. We're not lethal if he disallows it. Alright, I'm just going to attack Vin. I'd rather draw a card. Drawing a card seems better than putting him at quote-unquote potentially 1. And we don't even know that he would be 1 because it's pretty easy for him to have like a disallow there. I think one of the best acted shows on television right now is probably The Blacklist. Like, James Spader is a great actor. I don't know how much debate they are on that. Like, that guy, the girl isn't that great, but like most of the rest of the supporting cast are wonderful. I don't think we want to change anything from the sideboard. Maybe Walking Bliss is not great, but we were able to flip our Growing Rites several times. Not sure if it's just wrong not to have Death Gorge Scavengers. Like, are these just for the red matches? I didn't like Season 1 particularly good. In fact, I didn't watch all of Season 1. Kind of want to try to shave these and see how it goes. Alright, whatever, I'm in. Yeah, I actually probably should have brought Brontodon in. I wouldn't bring it in for just Torrential Gearhulk, but the Metallurgic Summonings probably makes it worth it. The problem is, I don't think he should even keep Metallurgic Summonings in versus me, but like he showed us that he did. So like maybe I should. I think one of the problems with Jessica Jones was like it was more psychological. I think for like comic book movies to be particularly good, they have to have a reliable faceless or bad guy. I'm trying to think of a good example, but like Magneto or somebody like. But he did all of his stuff, kind of like mindfucky. I don't know how to like properly put it into words what I try to mean, but like he wasn't the guy going out there and like hitting the person with the bat. He was the Charles Manson of villains, I guess. Say it like that. And I just don't think that works well in comic book shows. But I watch it over some amount of time because, like Taco says, I just watch all of that stuff in general. Alright, well, I feel again like we always have to have an aggressive draw with this deck. And it seems like we're very rarely getting an aggressive draw, so it feels to me like green-white tokens just might be a better performer. Like, we played a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop, and it just didn't matter. He dealt with them all on a 1-for-1 basis. If we're not playing multiple spells, or we don't have the potential to play multiple spells a turn, or like get out early with a 1-drop, I'm not sure how solid these decks are. And we whiffed with another Growing Rats. It's the second one of those we've whiffed now. In just 3 matches, we've whiffed 2. I've not watched Black Panther, but Ragnarok is an example of, like, you know, it had a villain with a face and clear agendas. I would like to watch Black Panther. Maybe we can cycle this cast out, but I kind of feel like it's too important. He's playing Supreme Will, so I guess I should have played my land. I filled a rune, so he just doesn't get to kill this land. The Growing Rats put 2 cards we wanted to draw on the bottom of our deck, too. I feel like we need to draw an Expertise at some point. As just a starter. Oh, cool, another one of these. Let's see if this one's any better than the first one. Not much better. If he wants the Supreme Will, that's fine. I'm still just not playing the Dunes out into the Field of Rune. He's like 1 land away from being able to play Scarab God with activation. Something that I have to keep an eye on, which means I probably will play the Field of Rune this turn. Oh, apparently I didn't tap my mana right. Well, that's fun. And it won't untap. They're down to 1 card. There's a good chance that they shuffle our deck. Depending on how good their hand is. There's a good chance they shuffle it regardless with Field of Rune, but like potentially with that one as well. Oh, nice. Our hand got what I refer to in the business as silly good. Our hand got silly, silly good. I can't even calculate all the things that we can consider doing this turn. I think we want to make them use a counterspell, right? So to start off, we want them to use a counterspell. So I think I'm going to start with this. I think I actively want them using a counterspell. I don't know, maybe this is bad. We do only have the one. One of the reasons I wanted to make sure we got a Jade Light Ranger into play there was to try to draw a cast out, because the Johnny itself may not be enough to beat like a Scarab God. It's probably just not enough to beat a Scarab God, which is a real problem. Goodbye, our friend. We will miss you. Alright, we're going to start with this. Because if he's got a gear hulk, it kind of tells him to shit or get off the pot in terms of this disallow. Alright, well, number 2. Let's just get our servos across the field, I guess. Guess we'll lead with this. Glimmer, not good for me. That was terrible. Well, we can't cast it all, James. We don't physically have the mana. Well, we don't want that. Maybe Wild Growth Walkers are just too bad. Alright, well, we played 5 things of cycling, and we didn't find one card we wanted. So that's probably pretty bad for us. Like, I'm going to imagine it's going to be really hard for us to win, given those details. Trying to decide whether I'm just attacking with them all or whether I'm actually using the Sheffet Dunes. I think I'm just attacking with them all. Maybe it will prompt him into playing a Gear Hulk pre-combat. Or, sorry, before I have to get to the Johnny phase. No, I said pre-combat, but that's not quite what I meant. Well, if he's picking Glimmer over Vraska, his hand's either great or in serious trouble. I'm not sure which. I put on top. That's frustrating. So we've looked at more cards than him, but his have been relevant and ours haven't. Hoping he counterspells this. It gives us a higher chance that our Johnny would resolve, which we have to play this turn. I just don't think there's much of a chance that this card's going to resolve. Wow, he had a Supreme Will there. That sucks. Alright, well, we're probably just dead now. As we have no other gas whatsoever. This is like our one chance to like get in some amount of damage, but he could, if he's got a disallow, then he gets a 3-point blocker and we're just not getting anywhere. He does in fact have a disallow. Guess we could try to deal 10 to him, but we lose 2 things. Alright. I guess we just lose. I don't know how we're still hitting lands. Like, we're considerably deeper in our deck at this point. Yeah, this card's probably just not good enough anymore. Gonna have to go after the Metallurgic Summonings with it at some point. "13 lands in play, though. We got another counterspell. We're pretty close to the point of this game where we can concede. We're Definitely very close to the point of this game where we could just concede. Actually, I think we're technically past that point. I don't think we can win anymore. Cool, more things. That really sucks. We should have won this match if we hadn't punted. More lands. We've hit 5 more lands than our opponent who has more lands in their deck and like actively has to try to find lands. Well, we are just dead at this point. So we've lost to blue-black decks twice. I think I punted both of those rounds though. I'm not happy with my play. It's 24 lands in this deck. Alright, we'll play first. This hand's very keepable. I think there's a real chance we could have been 3-0 right now if I just played better. And it does. Like, we were only even in that spot because I played poorly, so I don't know how it was unlucky. Like, we gave our opponent the opportunity to get there, and he got there. Like, I played poorly to even be in that spot. We'll just not get a third land this game, though, or like not get a second green source or something this game, where we'd hit like 15 land drops in a row or whatever last game. Alright, so what do we got here? Yep. Guess we cycle this. Play this. Oh, needs to go to our graveyard. We still have plenty of land issues. The heck's our opponent playing? He's got green mana. Probably playing that like Sultai chart deck. Can't really. I guess I should have blocked. That was a play mistake. There's absolutely no reason I shouldn't have blocked with my Merfolk Branchwalker there. I am a literal trash can. Wow, I'm a literal trash can. Not figuratively. Oh my god, that was so bad of me. I'm just not playing well today. Scares the bejesus out of me that he put that in his graveyard. Could have tapped my mana better, but I guess we don't want that. I didn't want that either, so I guess I'll attack you. I have to attack at some point. I'd rather him block a 2-1 than get a 3-2 later. worst I played in a long time. Like, I've made some embarrassingly bad plays today. It was just wrong of me not to block that last turn, so now I have to give him another 4 life for no reason. Gante! That's a Gonti. I don't think there's particularly very many good things in my deck. Kind of want to play this here. And just like giddy up with these guys. I want to so badly that I'm going to. Don't care if he trades with either of these. Like, I'm fine with that. The thing that makes this bad is, like, I don't have mana for a Johnny next turn. So, like, if he just untaps and plays Scarab God, we're in, like, really, really bad shape. Alright, he's got sweepers in his main deck. Sweepers in the main deck. It's not something I would have ever expected, or even thinks remotely reasonable. Especially when it kills, like, the bulk of their creatures as well. I guess I'll keep that. And do you have Golden Demise in your main deck when you have at least 2 different creatures it kills, and we're not sure what other creatures you have? But, like, a good chance it just kills millions of peaches. So let's just set this over here so we don't forget when he uses it. I am the type of player that can forget that pretty easily. Wouldn't mind them having another Golden Demise. It wouldn't be realistic for them to have counter spells as well, would it? Like, they have to cut something for cards like this. Seems to me like they'd be cutting the counter spells. Could have like a cast out. I could see that. Hit one of our cast outs. They have a counter spell here. Besides commit, that is. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on if they do. They have Supreme Wills as well. Alright, well. Maybe I should have just played just Ram's Expertise instead of being greedy while they were mana screwed. Of course. Yeah, maybe playing a Johnny was just bad. I don't know. I feel like we just don't beat Scarab God now. They have it. Huh. Shavue is the better thing to play. Yes, technically you are. If I play you, I can attack this turn. Attacking seems like it might be worth it. Couldn't attack this turn if I didn't play that one. Golden Demise will be good again. So what's reasonable now? A gear hook and then like block 2 things? Mm. Killing that? Sure. Um. So I'm just going to attack with everything. It's a good chance that they only take no damage here after they have a Vraska's Contempt, but still seems like my best overall play. If they do tap out for that and like kill this, block this, they break even on life and we can play the Walking Ballista for a bunch. And like finish this off. If he blocks one of these, but I assume he'd prefer to trade. Yeah, figured he would prefer to trade. So the next plan is to see if we can hit some value for this Ceram's expertise. And we can't. Because why would we be able to? Maybe I should have played around Supreme Will, but like he's showing me cards that makes me not think Supreme Will is even reasonable for his deck, so. I just probably just overestimate people's decks. Or underestimate them. As this current case may be. He still has this thing. There's a Scarab. Scarab's really good here. Scarab's considerably less good. This is a game if he doesn't have a Fatal Push. Or, sorry. Probably game if he doesn't have a Fatal Push. No Fatal Push, please? Alright. It's a good chance that's game then. I can't believe how badly I've played. So he needs to find something better than what he has. There's a Gifted Everborn in his graveyard, so like we can attack. We have to try to resolve the Walking Ballista. I guess I need to play around Supreme Will again? Play around Supreme Will, we can just like lose the Moment of Craving. This also lets us play Ceram's expertise though. Hey, thank you very much, Vander. Highly appreciate the kind words. Yeah, Blue-White Approach is a fun deck. It's like the only deck I feel super comfortable with. Alright, so what all did they show us? They showed us main deck sweepers. Well, that's different. So we're going to bring in the bindings. I think we're going to try to bring in these. Like, this card's been underperforming, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it in these matches. I feel like I've been like tunnel visioned on that card a little bit too much, and I think that's I think like poor sideboarding's been one of our problems these last several rounds. I'm just gonna try this. It's still about as aggressive as I left the Path of Discovery in. I'm not actually sure whether I should have or not. It combos really good with the Ceram, but I even left a Rishkar in this time. We have cards, but I just don't think they're good enough. Alright, I like this hand a lot more. Now I love this hand. Hey, Alex, what's up? I'm just playing I'm playing very poorly tonight. For some reason, I'm not dialed in at all. Just making non-stop mistakes. Almost every round. It's got Dusky Boys too? What's not in his deck? He's literally played like one of every card that is normally competing for slots. Just gonna go ahead and play it. So he's got like Dusky, and he's got Efferborn, he's got Sweepers, he's got Hostage Takers, he's got Champions, he's got Glints. He's not showed us a Gearhulk yet. Maybe that's what he cut. Just not have Gearhulks. He showed us counter spells. Yeah, this deck looks fun. I need to play it again though, because like I said, I really think I've played it so poorly tonight that I've not gave the deck any justice at all. So I'm definitely going to play this deck again at some time and like try to play it better. I've definitely punted at least 2 games tonight, and I've made several mistakes that potentially could have affected the outcome of the game. We have to get rid of both of those because we need lands. Would have loved to kept the Growing Rites, but the Growing Rites doesn't do us any good if we can't cast the Shram's Expertise. But no, this deck seems pretty good. I'm not sure it's as strong as just playing green-white tokens, but definitely not played very well tonight, I don't think. He's got Chupacabra and Hostage Taker. I really just don't know how they have room for all of these cards. That's disappointing. I have to try to find a land. Oh, please land. That is a land. Yeah, so I'm not gonna cycle the cast out then. Our opponents showed us like, I guess they technically haven't showed us a Fatal Push. They've got Chart, Dusk, and Efferborn. They've got Gaunty, Chalupa, and Hostage Taker. Like, these cards typically compete with each other for slots, so it's kind of amazing that he's found room for them all. I think I already said that once before, but like, wow. It just really impresses me. Because I don't understand it. And he's playing Golden Demises in the main deck. Like right here we're looking at like 3 cards that Golden Demise kills. He's also got Champion of Wits. He's also got Efferborn, or sorry, Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Like how do you put Golden Demise in your main deck then? Chalupa. Yeah, I'm gonna eat him. It's tasty. Chupacabra. I'm sorry. Guess I should play around Censor because opponent could have anything. We'll play around Censor. Even just playing 2 of each, how do you have that much room? I guess, let's see. 2 Glint, 2 Dusky, 2 Chart, 2 Efferborn, so that'd be 8 cards. For the 3 drops he showed us, oh, no, so we've officially saw the Fatal Pushes. Guess we'll start removing things out of the graveyard. What's the best thing in the graveyard? Not sure which of these are better. I'm gonna go with this one. I've always played a lot of cards. I'm not even saying the guy's deck's bad. I don't mean it like that. I'm saying like I'm making decisions based on information that doesn't seem correct. Like it might sound like I'm insulting the guy's deck, but I don't mean it like that. I just mean like I don't understand what's going on. Like this is over my head. And a lot of Magic's like playing around what type of threats and things you expect, and I just don't know what I expect here because it seems just like he has everything. Like here, you could have Moment of Weakness. It could be. Could just be blue black. I have so many cards I don't know what to play, so I'm gonna play them all. I'll earn you. Wait, what did he do? Oh, he cycled something. Had my glasses off for a second. I didn't know what he did. Alright. So what are we gonna do now? I think we're just gonna pop a Chef at Dunes and go. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do that for the next several turns. So assuming he has a Vraska's Contempt for here, he still takes, you know, either 10 damage or like 8 damage in a chump. I'm fine however that goes. So they have River's Rebuke 2. I could cycle this and like try to get a threat, but I figure I'd just die if I do. Hey, he had Golden Demise main deck, so. Could have been worse. Did that Supreme Will in? Thought we had this game though. Getting a little sad that it's getting harder and harder. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I could have waited for an Ajani, but I would rather use this because if we like hit a Saram or something, we can't play both in the same turn. And I would definitely want to get a Saram. Oh, cool, another land. That was turn 9, and we would have had 9 land drops in a row. Like, I'm gonna save that one too. He's played 2 Vraska's Contempts. That's the only thing he's played 2 of so far. Pretty sure I have to cast out that. That's just too much value for him. It's kind of unfortunate, but does seem like it's a necessity. Well, no cast out. Or no negate. That was a good draw. And just a Fatal Push? Ah, that feels great. No Scarab God, please. No Scarab God. Don't draw Scarab God. No, they drew Scarab God. Alright, is it time for a Johnny? That's not an Ajani. That's a card that does absolutely nothing, and I probably should have sideboarded out. Right on time, Path of Discovery. You will save us this game. So yeah, we just don't have any outs now. Think we can just easily go on to the next game? Probably should have sideboarded this out, and I will for game 3. I don't think we did anything majorly wrong that game, so at least that's a positive. Maybe I'm going to bring these back in on the draw, or on the play. Rip, I said draw. A card defines more lands. Also think I just want to get rid of that thing. No, we're done. We're done, Popper. I tap out. He gets 3 activations of that Scarab God, and one of those activations kills one of our creatures. Are these good enough? I think they would be versus control, but I don't think they are versus mid-range. Let's go cut 2 of these. I don't think it was quick. He was getting 3 activations from that Scarab God. And like one of those activations was killing our creature. And like we still had to like draw an answer to kill the Scarab God. He was going to get 1 attack for 9 plus a trigger. Well, plus a trigger that does 3, so he's dealing 12 damage if we don't chump block that turn. So even if we draw the best card in our deck and kill the Scarab God, he's got 12 points on table to attack me the next turn? Not sure that was a quick concession. I actually might not have conceded fast enough. I did look at my draw step. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to just concede that and not even look at my draw step. I think I looked at my draw step. Maybe I'm just lying to you. Maybe I did not look at my draw step at all. I have a memory of a goldfish. Well, we have some powerful cards this game. Will we find lands? Will we? You're not a land. Go to my graveyard. Sweet, a land. If I were to play a PPTQ this weekend, what deck would I play? I would play blue-black mid-range, but I would have to put a lot of debate on whether I played the Brad Nelson build with Efferborns and Charts, or whether I played the Matthew Fulks type build with Dusky Boys. I think which one of those 2 builds you play is really based on your meta. Like, Matt's had tremendous success with his, but I think I just feel like there's more aggro decks where I would be playing. So I would probably tend to play the Brad Nelson version, but that could be just pure bias too, and not actually thinking clearly, considering like Brad Nelson's one of my favorite players. So like maybe like I said, you know, like maybe that's not an actual opinion. Maybe that's just, you know, like mimicking the great Brad. But I would play a Scarab God deck this weekend. And if I wasn't playing a Scarab God deck, I would play a City's Blessing wide aggro deck. I would never play Grixis. I don't think Grixis is good. I've been saying that for weeks. Green-red monsters is reasonable, but I just don't think it's as powerful as the other options that we just talked about, like the Scarab God options. Like, I feel like you're at a disadvantage anytime that you're not just playing the Scarab God decks. So, like, I'm losing these races pretty darn hard here. Kind of hope he double blocks. Like, I actively want him to get stuff off his board. With the hand we currently have, I feel like we're set up more to go long than to like win these little attacks. I think Drakehaven's a good deck, but I'm on a personal level. I am not a good enough player to play Drakehaven, so that just rules it out for me. I'm on record saying that I think Drakehaven's the actual best deck in the format, but I feel like you have to have such a high play skill that like it's almost impossible to play it optimally. Like you can play it good enough to win, but like I don't know how many people can play it perfectly. And like I have a tremendous respect for Drakehaven. I actually think it's very well positioned. I think it's very good, but I think it's a slow deck with a high learning curve. And I think I think it like plays so differently than what people are traditionally think that it is good. That like a lot of pros aren't putting in the right testing with it, or like don't quite understand it. So like I feel that's the reason that they rate it so low. The same with Blue White Approach. Like I think Blue White Approach is a lot better than the respect it's given. I'm not saying Blue White Approach is the best deck in the format because it obviously has a liability versus red decks. It can struggle versus any just aggro control deck. You know, like a Merfolk with a bunch of Merfolk with just a bunch of counter spells, for example, would be a hard problem or a hard match for you. So like. Not advocating people play Approach, but like I think those decks are just better than people give them credit for. I think I just play this and kill this. I don't know. He's like not drawing a card this turn, so like maybe killing that's just not worth it. Could just play both of these. That seems okay. Seems like that gives us more options to play next turn. It might be one of the only turns that we can actually flip this game. So if we're considering playing 2 creatures, we should probably play this first to see if we hit a better creature. I don't know if I think this is a better creature. But yeah, no, I think Drakehaven's really, really, really good. And I'm in the vast minority with that opinion, so. Like most people do not agree with me when I make those boldish claims. I guess I don't want him to get the Inventor back. We're down to 3 cards though, and we have like a lot of gas now. I think we could have even reasonably attacked with the servos that turn, but I kind of don't want to put the Champion of the Wits in his graveyard now. Nah, I do think people do sleep on it a lot. It's just not a type of deck that a lot of people find fun. It plays differently than what people are used to, so like I think people's testing results are kind of lackadaisical. I think that's a word. Lackadaisical? Is that a word? Versus it, and then I think they just don't want to put the work in because they don't enjoy it. But like I'm probably just insane. Like maybe people have put the work in and just don't like it. Like I'm basing all of my random thoughts based on Magic Online testing, and I think Magic Online leagues are pretty weak in general, so yeah, that could just be that. I could just be, like I said, way wrong. Alright, so what do we got here? Looks like we're just playing a bunch of things here. I think we're going to start with this. We'll grab us some servos. We're going to play our land. We're going to I think I'm even going to put that in my graveyard here. We got our 4 mana, and we're going to redistribute this thing to the board. And I think I'm taking Jade Light Ranger with this one. The long story short is I'm gaining 2 more life. I'm passing turn with a good board, a great hand, ahead on clock, ahead on permanence, ahead on mana. I don't know how much red they are right now, because like if you like watch Matthew Folk streams, like he's not getting paired versus a lot of red. I get paired versus I'm down to getting paired versus like 1 in every like 5 matches on average, which is 20%. I mean, that's a good amount, but I don't know how much they are at Grand Prix. I don't know how much they'll be at like the Team Grand Prix this weekend. I'm not actually sure how much red they are, is what I'm trying to say. I don't like that. Hmm. I don't have very good attacks now. Oh, they can kill my growing rats. Come on, friendo. That card was important to us. What if I just... Oh god, they had more? At least we can block now. We can block now and not care, right? Kill this and this, which is what I think I want to do. I don't think I want him to get the value back out of this champion if it ever has to block later. Do I want that? And my life's pretty low. Sure, I'll keep it. They have a removal spell for this. I'm fine with that. Like we have a backup one of these. Like they don't have to have a removal spell. They have a second Chalupra. That's pretty good, I guess. Not excited about that. What is the best card that I don't want them to get? I guess Angels, the first card I wouldn't want them to get. Still pretty far away from being able to cast a cast out with protection. There's a good chance that I'm just going to use cast out this turn on something. Probably going to take the 4 damage first though. Well. We've waited all game for you, Mr. Cast Out. Do us proud, friendo. Fate'll push this now, but if that's the last card in his hand, I'm definitely not feeling too sad. So you do it. You leave our 2 points of life alone. Rip. And like I said, not too sad about that. We'll be sad if we don't hit something off this. Oh, we hit all sorts of things. Nice. Heck, just casting that for 2 seems real bad, doesn't it? We have another Johnny in our hand. This game might go to time. Maybe being trying to be aggressive versus these decks has been wrong this entire time. Seems like we're doing well trying to go along with it, but his hand hasn't seemed particularly well. Didn't draw any of his powerful spells, really. Yeah, I used a River's Rebuke at what I thought was a pretty interesting time. Johnny Tribal. Gifted Everborn's pretty good here. I don't think anybody will say that's not good here. Wildgrowth Walker. Up she goes. Ooh. Alright, we just get to do things now. Play you. We'll play you. And then we'll play you. Alright, well, we're back to 22 life. They did a whole lot of work. They didn't get very far. Alright, they bricked off and hit a land. Johnny's just taking over the game at this point. I don't know if he has discard spells or I would just press F6 here. Alright, looks like we're going to find out the hard way. I'm going to cycle this at this point, too. We still have an answer to a Johnny in our, or Scarab God in our hand with another Johnny. And I want to start getting aggressive. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for opponent to win here. We get more things. Because, like, things are fun. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is good enough. Because I also want to cast this for my other dudes. I definitely want to kill this thing. Just going to kill this thing too. I want to start attacking now. Could have saved Walking Ballista and like waited and done this on another turn, but I'm pretty confident that like we're just a year ahead right now and I want to get the game over. I don't want to give him a chance to like draw a second River's Rebuke or something and get out of this. I just want to win on like 2 turns or something. Or like 2 more turns after this turn or something just ridiculous like that. We have a million answers to cast out. Like River's Rebuke's the only card that I'm even remotely afraid of. And I'm not that afraid of that because his board's kind of bad and we would just like super rebuild real quick. Alright. I'm just pressing F6. What do you do when I ultimate you? Because we're really getting close to that. I'd block if he attacked. Up she goes. Ooh. Ooh. Were those good? I guess we don't want that at this point. I don't actually know what I'm looking for. I think just like more... I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just casting spells because it's fun. We've got to the point of the game right now where we're not actually looking for any cards. We're just playing spells because it's fun. And that's a good place to be when you're in a Magic game. I should be trying to think of how to not lose this game. But really, I'm just thinking about pressing more buttons. We're back to 52 life now. Unless we mill ourselves, we're certainly not dying this game. So we might want to start paying a bit of attention to that. We do have, like, tons of power in play. Alright, we did our thing that game. I think our opponent slung his River's Rebuke way too early in the game. I think if he just waited and used this at a better time, he would have had a lot better chance. Alright. We honestly could be 4-0 right now if I just played these matches better. I'm confident we would have lost this one game at least had I played well, but I mean, the play draw would have changed, so like I can't confidently say I would have won the match, but we would have definitely won the game we lost. And I'm pretty sure we punted this game as well that we lost, but this one would have been closer. I'm going to assume Veraska and that he sideboarded it out or just didn't draw it. It about has to be Veraska, right? Nice, Fox. Ship us that list later tonight for sure. Pink Bomb. I've played this guy before. I do not remember what they played whatsoever. This hand is excellent but slow. This hand's like everything you want with this deck, but really, really slow. I feel like I agree with that. I feel like this deck, so you've heard me, anybody who's been watching me tonight has heard me say about 1,000 times that I felt like I needed a more aggressive draw to win, and I think I've been approaching how I even play this deck wrong. Because, like, I don't think this is an aggro deck, and I've been playing it kind of like it's an aggro deck the entire night. I think it's more of a mid-range deck, and I think I'm just now realizing that. I do think it's got some questionable deck choice cards in the deck. I think the Path to Discovery and the Rishkar are kind of like oddball cards in the deck. I'm not really sure why they're in the deck, but other than that, I've really liked the deck so far. Interesting. So we're definitely playing this. I assume we're just going to go ahead and play the Jade Light Ranger as well, since the Growing Rites wouldn't flip this turn. I'm going to leave this on top. I think it's powerful enough to leave on top, and I want this to be a 4/3 to make him actually have to worry about attacking with this. But yeah, I think I've played this deck wrong just the entire night. Alright, so opponent got mana screwed. He's probably on the same blue-black deck that we've now played 4 times. Yeah, I've liked this deck, though. Like I said, I think we could be 4-0 right now had I just played better. The Rangers and the Branchwalkers have been good. This Path to Discovery hasn't been particularly good. The only time we drew it, it was just a complete blank. That being said, I have maybe disrespected the card and sideboarded it out too much. But I've just not felt like this card's been particularly good. I've not felt like this card's been particularly good either. I feel like I would just rather have any of these free drops over this card. So, like, I don't know whether it's that the card's not good or that I've just sideboarded it out so often that it's not got a fair test. I think I want some of these, at least. I don't know if we want them all, but I don't think we want 4 Walking Ballistas. But maybe we do. Earlier in this tournament, I wasn't sideboarding out these Walking Ballistas because I thought they were so good versus him having a turn 2 glint. I don't actually know, Slapper. I apologize, but I don't have a very good memory, so I tend not to read spoilers too much. It's just kind of like net deck, and like when I'm like building a blue-white approach deck, like I'll specifically go look for like sorceries or instants, but I'll ignore anything that doesn't even seem like it's reasonable. But I've not saw one played, so I'm going to say no, probably. Oh, by the way, hey, Rangy Davy X, DJ Rangy Davy X, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry that I missed it. So I'm not sure whether I actually want this card or not. I think it's kind of interesting. I also don't think that I want all of those. I think I would maybe rather have these all 4 on the play, but I'm not sure about the draw. Like, I'm really worried about Glint Siphoner, but like maybe I just can't be worried about Glint Siphoner. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to compromise and play 3 of each because I don't actually know what's right. And watch him just be like mono black aggro or something with the worst draw on God's Earth last game, and like we be punished here. Alright, we have to mulligan. Alright, this hand's a keepable hand, but it's not a very inspiring hand. So now we have 2 merfolks. I'm probably going to save this to cycle. Alright, so he was on at least a blue-black deck of some kind. Could be Grixis. Who knows? to Tranquil Expanse doing Tranquil Expanse things. Ooh. We're going to start with you. Because the upside of you surviving is great. And you can't be Moment of Weakness. Oh, wow. Is he just blue-black control, or is that like the one of Essence Scatter? Sideboard it very wrong if he's blue-black control. Let's start with this. Because I want to play the Scattered Groves to have a chance to play Cerams next turn. Alright, he could just be blue-black control. Versus blue-black control, I'd want to bring the Nisses and stuff in. He'd have a pretty power. He could just be, he could still just be blue-black mid-range and just happen to draw his 2 Essence Scatters. There's some builds that run 2. Some builds that might would run 3. Like, Essence Scatter is pretty good in the format as a whole, so it's like not real surprising to see more than 1 in a deck. That definitely goes to the graveyard here. We really want to land. We really want to land, so we're going to put that one in the graveyard too. Also, tokens don't do a whole lot on this board state. Open this stuff up so we can see when he plays that card, because I'm like very unattentive and it's something that I often miss. Excuse me. Walking Ballista. Well, that's not a good sign for us. That's actually really bad for us. Actually, just going to play this. I think I'm going to attack with the Jade Light Ranger first. To see if there's any chance at all that we can save this cast out. But I don't think I can let him untap with that thing. A, we don't have the lands to make any other plays right now, but B, losing the Angel seems like it'd be too devastating. It's really bad in the face of like a Scarab God, but we at least have 5 other potential draws to get a Scarab. Nice. Wonder what's the chances I can ever just play this as a 4-4. Or whatever the heck it is. 4-3 or whatever. I'm gonna guess none. I just can't ever do that. Too good of a too high of a chance for him to just have a Vraska's Contempt somewhere along the line. Still has this thing. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. Okay, it couldn't be a boat. There's no boats in our deck. This is the second opponent that like gaunted us and took something and is just like never ever ever played it. Ah, brutal. Brutal. The one time that we draw 2. How good is that? How good is that, friends? I felt so good. Now I feel so bad. No, not more of these. Well, this game's made me sad. I thought we had it. I thought we were in great shape. Then our own Ixalan's binding and we're not. It's kind of interesting that he's not using Field of Runes on a Shefet Dune here. I feel like that would be something that would be pretty common. Alright. He did. He just didn't do it when I wanted him to. Wonder if that means he's got a torrential gear Hulk in his hand. It probably doesn't matter if he does. Definitely doesn't have a gear Hulk. Would never cycle there if he did. Oh, hello. That kind of sucks because mainly sucks because I don't want to draw it again. Like, it wasn't going to do a whole lot on that board, so I certainly don't want to draw it again for it to not do a whole lot again. Would love for our opponent to cast Memory. I don't think we've lost a game yet that our opponent's cast Memory, have we? It'd actually be okay for him in this spot, though. He'd get to play the first land drop and potentially still have an Essence Scatter up. Hello. Found something for him to use this on. Don't really care. Oh, he brought in negates? That's better than him negating than a Johnny, I guess. These cards have been very good here. So he knows we're drawing a Walking Ballista. Started to tap things and then decided not to. Yeah, I miss Sword and Stone a pretty good amount. Sword and Stone was a fun store. Alright, so there is the Gear Hulk. Please don't put this back on top of my library. I don't want to draw it a third time. Thank you, opponent. Please just counterspell it. Appreciate that so much. It's surprising how good my Ixalan's binding's been versus me. No, not Champion of Wits. That's really good. This game's getting further and further away from our grasp. They got Duress in the deck, too? You're our only hope, Obi-Wan. Please don't get negated. Oh yeah, we've got a chance. JK, we don't have a chance. We finally drew it and it just stone bricked. Please don't Verasco's Contemptus. We will be sad boys. I guess we would prefer you Verasco's Contemptus than like Rivers Rebuke us, so. You have to do one of the two. Hey, Slapper, thank you for the follow. We're just like sitting over here, smiling, doing our thing, hoping that we don't see a Verasco's Contempt pop up here. No! No! Now we can't even save this, it just dies. Alright, we're dead now. We have no out. I don't even want to block that thing. Like, I don't want to put that in his graveyard, but like, we're just dead anyway. Oh wow, I couldn't put that in his graveyard. Well, this looks like a shame scoop, but we were scooping regardless when we drew the planes. I forgot about the Golden Demise, but whatever. Like I said, we were scooping anyway. How do we sideboard versus them? Do we just keep attacking them the same way we did? Maybe these could try with these, I guess. I don't think I want the Thrashing Brontodons. Like, he had Search for Azcanta. I guess at worst case they're good versus Gearhulk, but they're just not very good. I play very, very, very little Modern because there's no Modern locally where I live. But I kind of try to stick to the formats that I can play locally. Is this hand good enough to keep? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say this hand's good enough to keep, but just barely. If we didn't have a card that could cycle, I probably wouldn't have kept this. Hopefully we won't need to cycle it. I don't think we did anything wrong enough to lose last game. I just don't think we were able to win with what we had. Oh, that's the wrong button. Those buttons should not be so close together, by the way. Alright, so we're going to have to find a land next turn. The Everborns from his deck have been fantastic versus us. They've just like been impressively good. I don't know if I even want to play this. I am going to. So we'll try to find a land for our SRAM. We did not find a land for our SRAM. Alright, we'll try to play this one. I don't really care if he has a negate. Let's just play this for 3 if it resolves, which is why we're choosing this line. Could let it resolve maybe if he has like a Golden Demise or something. Would love this to end up with 3 power or toughness at the end of this. If the first card we hit's a creature or a spell, no matter what spell it is, we're going to leave it on top just to guarantee this gets 3. Well, we can't guarantee it gets 3, and I don't think we want this then. I like Modern as a format. It's just none of it locally, so like makes it hard to really put effort into locally. I think it's unbalanced and like I don't want to play it competitively, but it's something I would definitely play on Magic Online for just fun. It is pretty sweet. May not be good enough this game. We really needed these cards to be in the reverse order. Like being able to put the growing on top again and then like put it in the graveyard on the second one would have been wonderful. I was taking a lot of time to think about these decisions. I'm not sure what he's thinking about so much here. I can't even hazard a guess. Yeah, we got Page 3, which holds weekly Friday Night Magics. They hold some showdown events, and occasionally in a larger event. Like they've got a Pauper event coming up with like a decent prize, and then in Whitesburg, there's a new store called Hobgoblin that always holds Friday Night Magics, and then sometimes they hold some other events. Like this week, they're having a draft on Saturday. They'll hold a PPTQ every now and then, stuff like that. And then right there in Western Virginia, like 20 minutes past the Kentucky line, there's the that's kind of interesting. There's the Cavalier Comics, who holds pretty frequent Friday Night Magics and runs PPTQs and stuff. So we got like 3 stores in this general area, and then there's some more out in the hazardous area that I've never been to, so I don't know much about it. But like Cavalier, Hobgoblin, and Page 3 are all reasonably close where I live still. So we're going to have to eat one of my things. And there's only one creature in the graveyard, so that makes that easy. The heart wants what it wants. And right now the Jadelight Ranger wants to give me 2 life. I think there might be like a Monkey Punch. I think that's the name of a store. And then in Williamson, West Virginia, which is pretty close to the Eastern Kentucky as well, there's a paint and play store now that runs some events. So yeah, there's quite a bit of magic in this area. There's not a whole lot of like bigger magic. Like we get 2 PPTQs a season, and that's about it. But like there's a pretty reasonable amount of magic to play on a weekly basis at least. There's not a whole lot of different formats, and like none of the stores get a massive attendance. Like most of the tournaments are like 16 or less, but like Page 3 has like 8 or less. Yeah, Kingsport's got a pretty good all of that Tennessee play area, like Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson City, all of them they have pretty good magic there. I know Brian Smith's moved to Kingsport and stuff, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, they have pretty good magic in that area. Thanks, Invasion. It's not my deck. I can't take any credit for it. It's just a random 5-0 list I found. We're currently 2-2, and I think we're in Game 3 of this round. We could be 4-0, though, if I'd played better. I think most of the matches I've lost today have been play skill problems, not deck problems. Like, this deck's pretty decent. Carnage Tyrant. Oh, yeah, Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant is sickeningly good. Kind of hate to give him life here. Like, maybe I shouldn't. But I kind of want to force this onto the board because it is the one thing that like makes him spend mana on his next turn to maybe get us another free attack in. Oh, really? Yeah, Smith's good, folks. I like Smith quite a bit. Yeah, he comes in here and watches us a lot and talks to us. But I know he's moved to that area. Jody Webb's playing again. I mean, it could be bigger, but for the smallish area that we're in, can't really complain too badly about it. Like, I wish our Friday Night Magics were a little bit more consistent, but overall, I think it's pretty fine. So the reason I chose a Johnny over Ixalan's Binding that turn is because it kind of like forces him to use his mana on a Vraska's Contempt, another Scarab God, or something like Walking Ballista. If he also has a Fatal Push, it's obviously really bad for us, but if he doesn't have a Fatal Push, we're not too upset about that. And he didn't have a Fatal Push last turn, he probably doesn't have it this turn, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and get in these 2 damage while I can. It may actually affect something. So this is non-creature, right? Yeah, non-creature. So I can grab like just a random land out of his graveyard if I want to deal more damage. Guess I'll take this one. So that puts him at 2, so now we have the 2 walking ballistas that we can draw into. And if he has anything, if he has to just like tap out and play a Scarab God, he's dead, so he has to deal with the board somehow. Well, that doesn't do it. Alright, that does. We could have potentially 5-0'd this event if we just played better. But we'll take a 3-2, especially as poorly as I've played tonight. I've definitely left multiple games on the table that I should have won. Overall, this deck felt pretty good. I'm not sure about this Path to Discovery. Let me pull it up in the other section. Where are you at? Green, white, growing rats. There you go. So this shows all the cards. I'm not sure about this Path of Discovery here. Like, it didn't feel like it did a whole lot, and the Rish card didn't feel like it did a whole lot. But maybe I just don't understand the point of them in the deck. So like I sideboarded them out a lot. Maybe I didn't give them their fair time. Like I realized Path of Discovery is like really good with all of these token things and stuff like that. But as a one of, it feels like more often than not that you're going to like draw this after you've already deployed your things. If it worked in conjunction, if it was like 3 casting cost and worked in conjunction with Saram's expertise or something, it'd seem more reasonable to me. But I'm just not sure what this card's in here for at all. And we sideboarded in Deathgorge Scavenger in almost every match, so I feel like I would rather just have basically any other of these green 3-drops in our deck over Rishkar. I don't think Rishkar is a particularly good card when you can't pair it with Walking or Winding Constrictor, though it does have some synergies with like the Walking Ballista or like getting things out of range of like the Golden Demise. But if I was going to play this deck again, I'm pretty sure I would cut these 2 cards. Other than that, the deck felt pretty good. We didn't get to play versus many aggro decks. We just played versus basically 4 blue-black control / blue-black mid-range decks. And like I said, I think I had a chance to win every one of those games. I think I just played poorly. Like I really feel like we missed out on a trophy tonight based on my poor play. And then we beat a green-red monsters deck on top of that. The deck was pretty fun. The deck was a lot funner than I expected when I sleeved this card up. Because, like, I immediately expected this card to be more cute than good. But, like, the card actually did a reasonable amount of work. So, overall, I like the deck. I still don't know if it's better than, like, the other go-wide strategies with, like, the green-white servos and the white weenie ascend decks. But it definitely seemed reasonable. Where's our... There it is. Open our treasure chest and hope that we do well. And we did not do well. Though that card's not terrible in paper, at least. It is not anything on Moto, to my knowledge. But anyway, thank you, McMackey, for the follow. Highly appreciate it. And thank you guys all for coming out tonight. We're going to go ahead and hop offline. We may be back a little bit later. It decides. It'll be dependent upon what I decide in terms of whether I'm going to go to my local Magic tomorrow or not, which I'm not sure, since when I asked for a roll call, it seemed like pretty low. But if I do decide to go, we'll very likely be back on. If I don't decide to go, we will very likely just be back on at our normal time tomorrow. Hey Jay, what's up? Sorry that we're logging. You kind of missed this. I've not read the spoilers yet because, well, I don't have the program on my computer to allow me to. My friend said he linked me a list that I can see, but I was already streaming at that point. But anyway, so I'm just going to host MJ because he's gave us several amazing hosts lately. It says he's playing black-white vampires, but it looks like he's playing this black-blue mid-range deck that we saw. And I'm really interested in watching a player as great as him play the deck. Also, if nobody's into watching the black-blue deck, like they're not interested in it, I would highly suggest going and watching Alex Jet stream. He's playing Think Tank's Slippery Bogles deck. the Ceram deck and like Think Tank's winning like 75% of his matches or something of that deck. So the deck itself like seems really good at the moment. I saw Land of War-Elves coming back. It kind of like blew my mind. It makes me sad that I do not have 4 betas. Oh, Heath, since you're here, you told me the other day to have a Legacy deck ready to go because you were coming in town. I forget when you said you were coming in town, though. It seems like beta Land of War-Elves have spiked, though, and I've only got 1, so that really kind of tilts me. But I am kind of happy to see the card come back. I feel like it's too powerful for Standard, but what the hell do I know? But yeah, Keith, or Heath, I would need to know when to get the week of the 19th. Alright, I'll make sure that Rob and Corey and the few other people with Legacy decks know so that we'll be able to play around a little bit. Anyway, so I'm out of here, everybody. Thank you guys so much, as usual, for stopping by. This deck was surprisingly good. It seemed like very reasonable, and I didn't expect it to be. I think just this package of like little green dudes can do anything. And Ceram's expertise is just good at the moment. But anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.